Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Friday. Happy sunshiny Friday.
Yes, it is a sunshiny Friday.
Sunshiny.
Sunshiny.
Welcome to Daily Dose. It's I'm glad to be at Friday. Whew. Okay, it's time to wrap up the week. So, from the first question from Monday's conversation around Limitless, Laura Gassner-Otting's book, Dr. Mary led the conversation on the second C, which is connection. So, connection is how your everyday work, however you define that, paid, unpaid, part-time, full-time, connection is how your everyday work matters to your larger purpose. What is your larger purpose? What role are you playing, or what job are you doing right now to move toward it? What would you say about that, Dr. Mary? Is what you're doing your larger purpose? Being a professor, doing some research with undergrads, is that really, that sounds like I haven't answered. Is that really what you set out to do?
I pretty much think, well, you know, when I was doing my degree, I just wanted to be an oceanographer.
Yeah.
And then I got asked to do plant research for advanced biochemistry, and then my degree changed to plant biotechnology. And then I did a master's in plant pathology, but at the same time I did a higher education teaching certificate. So we were actually taught the principles of teaching. And that's when I decided I thought about actually being a teacher. Mm-hmm. Then I remembered about high school and decided I wouldn't want to teach in a high school.
Yeah.
And when the opportunity came up for a PhD, I did it. I got into research, but I thought, I can, and I taught labs, and I thought I can do this. I like doing this. So that's when I decided then, I think that's what I wanted to be.
Well, certainly it's what you first told me. And so when I met you as a postdoc, you weren't formally teaching.
No.
But you were very clear, so 20 years ago. So I think that's probably true.
Yeah, it is for me, yeah.
Yeah.
Just as well, really, because I was completely unqualified to do anything else.
Well, yeah, I guess. So from the book Limitless, where in your life are you sending teddy bears versus creating lasting gun control laws?
I like that.
So this is not about the politics around the Second Amendment. You can imagine I have strong feelings around that, but we don't need to go into that today. This is really about where are you band-aiding your carotid artery. A teddy bear to a family whose child has been gunned down will never have the impact that Congress actually stepping up and saying never again would have had, because their child's never coming back. So keep your damn teddy bear and make real change. And that's a huge example, but it's such an interesting idea.
How would you think that would relate to the difference between a lobbyist and an activist?
Oh, wow. It's an interesting question.
Guess who's studying for his nationalization exam?
You know what? Maybe we'll talk about that in a different Daily Dose. That's an interesting question. Okay, so where in your life are you doing the quick, short-term feel-good versus the long-term work
kind of what I was
to make the change? Yeah. Okay. From The Gift by Dr. Edith Eger, change is about interrupting the patterns and habits that no longer serve us. So what change do you need to make in your life to be freer from what's holding you back?
That was easy for me.
What is it?
That just beautifully explains the whole tenet behind seeking help for an addiction.
So what would you say, do you have anything today you need to interrupt?
Oh God,
You can say no.
I don't think so. The only thing that's on my mind today is I've got a class to teach, I've got an exam to give, I've got a bit of paperwork to do, and then I've got next week off.
Yeah, the academic world, man, they do nice breaks.
So I'm actually trying to get all my grading done before spring break starts, so I can actually,
Enjoy spring
regroup
break.
for the rest of the semester.
All right. Changing patterns and habits is usually more effective when done over time. Rather than declaring, I'll never drink again because you had one bad night of drinking, how can you plan to make slow, sustainable progress? And that, I mean, you could fill in, I'll never whatever again. I'll never cheat again. I'll never skip class again. I'll never not stop at a stop sign again. All these grand declarative statements. I'll never check my cell phone while I'm driving. I make that declarative statement all the time. And actually, I've driven so little this year that I've totally maintained it. But how many times do you say to yourself, I won't send that text. I won't text anymore while I'm driving, just this last one. I'll never do it again. So slow, systemic, thoughtful change is the way things actually happen versus these grand declarations, I think. Prince Harry and Meghan looked picture perfect. And earlier that day, she had revealed she was concerned about her mental health. So think about the sequined dress picture. What moments of your life show one glorious image while hiding something terrible, shameful, false, embarrassing, however you want to think about it? We all do it, I think. I don't know anybody who doesn't have complexity to their lives. And if you're thinking of that one fill in the blank family or person, nope, not them, that's because they haven't shown it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just haven't shown it to you.
You never know the whole story of anything.
Nope. You only know what people allow you to see.
There's this great, I don't know where I saw, I don't think it was a meme, but I think it was a new program coming out about depression, and it was a picture of Robin Williams smiling, and it said, "This is what depression looks like."
Oh,
And I thought, whoo, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, ask the parent of a child who successfully completes suicide if many of them had no idea. We talked about that on Wednesday. They had no idea. That's not because they're in denial or because they're not keyed into their children. It's because their children very successfully kept it from them. And that's not to blame those children. It's just we all sort of learn to absorb what we don't want other people to see. So think about those moments and see if you can't just dig a little deeper for yourself. You don't need to dig deeper for other people, but dig deeper for yourself. Last question. Yesterday was a pre-record, so if you did not watch it, you didn't get a notification because pre-records don't do that with live streams. So go back to Daily Dose. It's the post right before this. But our guest was Greg Reed. So Greg Reed shared a great idea. CPC. Clues, patterns, and choices. Clues and patterns are from other people. The choice of how to react is up to you. So he gave a great example. You go on a date with someone and they're 20 minutes late. Okay, that happens. Traffic, car, there's a million reasons that somebody's 20 minutes late. But it might be a clue that something's not quite right, particularly depending on how they make an excuse for it. If you go on 6 dates with this same person and every time they're 20 minutes late, that is a pattern. If you marry this person and are furious all the time that they're always 20 minutes late, that was your choice to tolerate that. That's no longer their problem, that's your problem. You said yes. You said yes. So you have to take responsibility for the pieces of it that are on you. Actually, that person gave you every indication
they weren't
that
subtle.
This was going to be a problem.
They kind of laid out who they were to you.
Yes, absolutely. And I can say that you gave me plenty of clues. Not necessarily about alcoholism, but you gave me plenty of clues that there were some potential challenges that I should have looked at and said, really? I don't know that I want to do that. And I'll be really honest. I was 28 when we met.
Yeah.
Which is not super young, but I think I was probably a young 28, despite the fact that I would have told you I was a very mature 28.
Well, you also had a 5-year-old.
Yes, which, whatever. I mean, you said some stuff that if you'd been an American, I never would have tolerated. Your accent bought you a huge, huge amount of leeway. And thank goodness. But what a stupid thing. There are a lot of people with accents. So again,
Yeah.
I don't regret it.
Well, I
But
think I must have the Jane Austen accent, not the.
we're not going to go into that
No,
now.
okay.
But the point is, you get clues and patterns from other people. It's up to you to choose what you do with those clues and patterns. So be cognizant of them. Key into what people are telling you without saying anything.
It is true, actually. If you listen to any speech, the phrase "read between the lines." Sometimes it's listen for what they're not saying.
Yep. Or what are they doing? Actions speak far, far louder than words. So what are their actions? So where can you employ this in your own life to free yourself? And the other piece to take from our conversation with Greg is be audacious. I was unintentionally audacious when I invited him on the show. And then I realized that he was a pretty big deal. And it empowered me to be audacious with some other people, none of which has worked out to date. But who cares? I'm out nothing to ask. Absolutely nothing.
That's true.
So, I think those are good questions for the weekend to take off and consider. I have two other things I want to say. If you live in Fargo-Moorhead and you feel comfortable, Unglued Craft Fest is this weekend at West Acres because they've got a huge physical footprint. Everybody will be masked. Social distancing is in place. And Aptitude, the artist incubator that the Arts Partnership runs, will be open as part of Unglued. So get your mask. There'll be tons and tons and tons of hand sanitizer. And, more and more people are being vaccinated every day, including this guy. So come out to support the local art scene tomorrow at West Acres, tonight or tomorrow. Or you can go online. So go to Unglued's website if you're interested in that. And then the second thing I want to say is just a reminder that today is the last day that if you want to get into that 21-day meditation that I'm going to start again tomorrow, I finished it 2 days ago. And despite having kind of worked through it now, this was my third time. This is the first time I've actually finished it. It was really lovely. Incredibly lovely. So it's free. There is no obligation to do any of the activities. There is no follow-up. I mean, this is the least stressful thing you could do. You're going to send me an email at dana@danadelval.com and say, yeah, sign me up. I will send you an email. You'll download WhatsApp, and then you'll just get it. You'll have 24 hours every day. I'll send them out early in the morning because that's when I'm up. You'll have 24 hours to do it, to note it for yourself, and to move right along. I cannot encourage you enough. If you're feeling like you want 15 minutes a day to just slow down and get present, I think it's a great thing to do. So I hope to hear from you today. You can also send me a note on Facebook if you want, through this or through Dana Delval. Anything else, Dr. Mary?
No, I have nothing. Have a fantastic, fantastic weekend.
On Monday, Dr. Mary is going to go into the third C from Limitless. I don't even remember what it is, but thank goodness he's taking this on because this was the other hard one for me. So we'll see you Monday. Happy weekend.
See you Monday.
Bye.